What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another unboxing video for you guys on the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegito by Masterlise Extra and Bandai. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's take a look at the box first. Alright, let's get them open. Alright, so now I have them out of the box, and this is what the packaging inside looks like. You get the body fully assembled without the head. And something they did different this time with this series is they made this little container for the head and the little foot stand there, which is a nice touch. Usually all this stuff would just be tossed into the same bag as this, or they'll make like a separate compartment, but then it's like the same bag. This time they actually made a little separate packaging for it, which is pretty cool, I guess. So let's dig into this. Take a look at this head. Looking very nice. Clear foot stand. Nice and small, always nice. And let's get into the main figure. The size of this figure is absolutely enormous, as you can see. Just pop the head on. And see if you can stand without the little foot stand there. Yeah, I guess that works, but if you were to display him, I would still put it on. The little stand here, because if you shake the table or the shelf that you put him on, he's still gonna fall. There. It's much more stable like that. Okay, so let me get a better angle for you guys to see. Alright, so I have the figure set up here, and I tried to get it into a position where you guys can see the figure in its entirety, but with my setup here, it's damn near impossible because of the size of the figure. It is a big figure, definitely the biggest figure I have right now. I'll pull out some of the other figures I have at the end of the video so you guys can get a better sense of the scaling of this figure. But yeah, big figure. Don't worry though, I'll pull up the figure up close later on so you guys can still see the details. But regardless of the size, this is an amazing figure. Amazing looking. It came out in the Extreme Saiyan's line at the end of last year as an Ichiban Kuji lineup. And all the figures in that set looks amazing as well, especially the silver-haired Ultra Instinct Goku. Definitely want to pick that up when I get the chance to. But back to this figure, I'll pull this figure up close so you guys can see better. All right, there you can get a closer look at the face there. That expression. Really nice looking. If you look at it from the front, like straight up, it does look a little bit weird with the eyes and stuff. I can't put my finger on it, it just looks a little bit off, but I think you were meant to display it like this, kind of at an angle where it looks just on point. Love that expression. And you see the earrings there, detail done on that is pretty nice too. And the hair. I love the gradients that they use. You know, you see the darker blue there, and then it fades up into a lighter color near the tips. And that's done all throughout the hair. The hair sculpt itself is really nice too. I like the spiky look to it. You know, sometimes the Super Saiyan hair, they can make it sort of look rounded at the end of the edges. Some people like that too, but I prefer it to look, you know, pointy like this. Yeah, really nice job on the head. And moving down, you can see the clothing, shading done throughout it as well. Even at the back, you can see that. Really nice looking. And with the gloves too, I really like how they made it look like a stretchy material, you know, with his hand pulling on the underside of that glove there. I think that's just a really nice touch, because it makes the glove look more elasticy, and instead of just, you know, sitting on top of his hand or like wrist. And there is shading done, subtle shading done on the gloves too, but you definitely can't tell. Looks really nice there. If you get close enough, you can actually see the detail on the stitching of the glove. It's the first time I've seen them do that. That's really good attention to detail right there. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but yeah, there you can see definitely. Look at that. Such a detailed figure. And if you look at the muscle, shading all throughout there as well. And I like this material they went with. Well, not material, like the finishing that I used. It's like a matte-ish material instead of a gloss. So it makes it look more like a skin texture. Not plasticky looking at all. Honestly, this figure looks like it popped straight out of the anime, if you ask me. Same thing with the pants. Nice shading there, and all throughout. Nice folds. Let me turn it around. It's really hard for me to show this figure properly because of how big it is, and it keeps bumping up into the top of my setup here. But just bear with me for a bit here. You can see the boots. It's done in that same sort of texture as the glove here. And you can tell the subtle details in the boots too. Not sure how to describe it. It's almost like you can tell that it's been worn a lot. You know, like when you have shoes or like boots that you wore over and over and it kind of wrinkles and stuff. It definitely translates into this figure, and it's like it's not like normal wrinkle where it's like, you know, the big wrinkles here. I'm talking about like this stuff where it's like leatherish wrinkles. You can see like right there and there. Just so much detailing put into this figure. Yeah, and let me pull out some other figures for size comparison, because this figure definitely needs that. It's a huge one. Alright, so you have figures like these where I would say it's these more standard sizing. Most of the prize figures you'll find will be around this size. And then you get into the bigger stuff. Both of these figures are Ichiban Kuji figures, both from Masterlise. And these figures will be a little bit bigger than the prize figures that we usually see here. But they're not the biggest figures you can get normally. Now the biggest figures, well, the prize figures that you can get normally will be these Grandistas. This Goku Black here is actually the biggest figure I have until now. You can see that they're significantly bigger than the other Ichiban Kuji figures. These would usually be the biggest scaling that you'll find, but let me bring out the Vegito here. Now as you can see here, the Vegito here is even bigger than the Grandistas. So definitely the biggest figure I have right now. I guess if you put it a little bit further back in your display, you can kind of scale it with your Grandistas and they look about the same. But definitely putting it together with your normal price figures like these, it's definitely going to tower over it. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. Like I said, an amazing figure. I pretty much have no complaints about it, except maybe the eyes looks a little bit weird if you look at it from straight ahead. But other than that, it's a pretty flawless figure if you ask me. Definitely recommend you pick it up if you can, if you find it for a reasonable price. And as always, links will be in the description for places where you can find them. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, peace out.